Hey guys, it's Elodie from NeuroCentricHealth and Fitness. And as you can see, I'm not in my studio. I'm actually in my living room, which is a little less space than my studio. So some of the recordings might not be giving me enough space to put all the equipment to the side. The studio is much bigger, but I don't have a lot of choice, so just bear with me. We're going to be moving for about 30 minutes. I would like you to have a couple of blocks, a chair that you can sit comfortably, a yoga belt, and maybe a blanket, all right? And I don't know your body, so I'm going to have to trust you that you're going to make the best decisions that you can, making sure that you're not getting injured throughout this session. This session should be helping, not injuring you. We are all stuck inside, so let's try to ground first a little bit. Find the four corners of your feet. 1, 2, 3, 4. On both feet. And when you put the feet down, just notice what is your body weight. Of course, you're sitting on your booty, so not a lot of body weight, but can you press all four corners of the feet down equally onto the floor? Notice what your pelvis wants to do when you start pressing down through the four corners of the feet. And while we engage the feet, we're actually going to come down and look at the heart rate a little bit. I'm sure everybody's heart rate is up nowadays, a little more than it used to be, or it should be. So we're going to try to calm that down with the breath. The next 5 or 6 breaths, what I'd like you to do is breathe through the nose. In and out, both. Inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose. So we're going to take a breath in through the nose for the count of 3. You could close your eyes. And then we're going to exhale for the count of 5. And I'd like you to repeat that at your own rhythm. Everybody has a different rhythm, even if we count in. But what I would really like you to do and play with it, can you keep maintaining your grounding onto the floor with the four corners of the feet, your throat directly over your tailbone, and the sit bones are evenly grounded on your chair. If you'd like to put some music on at your own living room, you're welcome. I can't do that because you won't be hearing me. Tall spine, breath in and out through the nose. In for 3, out for 5. Try to release the facial muscles and relax your neck. And then if you had your eyes closed, just slowly open your eyes. Find your left leg, scoot a little bit towards the left side of the chair, and then place the left foot next to the chair behind you in a way that you get a stretch through the front of the ankle. So the weight is not on the toes, is more on the top of the foot. We're trying to get as much contact with the top of the foot and the floor as we can without creating any pain in the knee or the ankle. While we do that, find your pelvis and tilt the pelvis forward, tilt the pelvis back. So it's an anterior and posterior pelvic tilt. Forward and backwards. Forward and backwards. Now tilt the pelvis side to side. Your right leg, your right foot is grounded, so you're steady. And then one more thing in here, we're going to do a little pelvic circles. So we did movement front and back, side to side. So with your own sit bones or tailbone, if you will, can you draw some circles on the chair? And if you go slowly, when you go around, you can actually feel a different stretch on the top of the foot. If you cramp it, just bring the foot out, flex the foot, and then put it back in there. And now relax and really bring the foot forward. Just move your toes, kind of wave them, say hello, and then scoot to the right side of your chair and take the right foot behind you. So again, the goal is not to break your toes. The goal is to create a lot of contact between the top of the right foot and the floor. So once you've created that contact, the left foot is grounding you through the four corners. Tilt the pelvis forward, tilt the pelvis back. Same movement we just did while the other foot and ankle was stretching. Now tilt the pelvis from side to side. And notice how the whole unit wants to move. That's okay, ground through the left foot. So the left side of the body is a little more stable, and you can feel much more movement through the right side of the sacrum and the buttocks. And now make that circle all the way around. And reverse that circle. And then slowly bring that foot in front of you. Spread the toes and wave the toes. Come up on the toes, lift the heels, and then slowly press down through the ball of the foot. If you were pressing down and squishing some ends, toes out of the floor, spread, heels out of the floor. Then you press down through the ball of the foot. You should feel your calf muscles engaging. Now you're gonna roll all the way back down, press the heels down, and lift the toes and the ball of the foot. And then just do that one more time. Come up all the way onto the toes. Start lifting the toes by pressing down through the ball of the foot and then through the heel. And one more time on the toes. If you're a ballerina, this is really easy. If you used to be a basketball player like me, this is very challenging. Toes up. Great. Now sit to the front of your chair a little more and have the feet wider, feet and knees wider. Remove the pelvis. Let's find your rib cage. So the rib cage is where your lungs are, under the armpit, thoracic spine. Take a huge breath in, inhale and lift the chest. Push the thoracic spine into the sternum in the front and look up. Exhale, sink the sternum in your chest bone and push it all the way back between your shoulder blades. Let's do that again. Inhale and look up. Chest forward, shoulders back. Exhale, push all the way back. Let the shoulders rise up to your ears. One more time. Inhale and lift up. Look, look, look. If looking up makes you dizzy, close your eyes. Exhale, sink in. Come through the midline with a tall spine, and now find your rib cage and move your rib cage to the left. Slide it, glide it. The pelvis is not going. It might feel a little stuck. Take it easy. Towards the right. Back to the middle. So if this was your pelvis and this was your spine, the rib cage, it would just move from side to side as it did move from front to back. So notice how much length you have in there, freedom. And then once you did a few in each side, we're gonna connect these 4 spots, front, side, back and other side and front with the rib cage. So inhale and look up. Exhale, take the rib cage to the right. Inhale to the back. Exhale, take the rib cage to the left. And inhale to the right. And I'd like you to do 3 more circles in that same direction. Now, make sure that the sit bones and the pelvis is not moving and your chest is constantly facing forward. If you let the chest go to the side, you actually cheating yourself away from some mobility. And let's go towards the other side. And these are great because you can do it at your office, in the restaurant, while you're driving. You can do it while you're standing, while you're waiting. Nobody would know what are you doing, and you're moving your spines, creating space. So this was an easy one for the rib cage. I'd like to add a little more in here. So we're going to create a figure 8, actually more like an infinity sign. So think about 2 smaller loops coming to the front with the chest, rib cage moves to the right, is a full loop but is smaller, comes through the midline, through the tailbone, and to the other side. And again, you might see kids doing these weird movement and you just say what the heck they are doing, but their brain actually tells them that they need to move in a certain direction. And I think we should keep doing this throughout life instead of stopping. When you did 3, change the direction. And notice how easy or how hard that could be. So these are the movement when we get into a couple of more twisting or side bending poses you could do. We could also do a bottom, front and back loop. So that would look like this. That's a figure 8. Your tailbone would be the center of the figure 8. And if you do this slowly enough, and God knows we all have time to do something slow nowadays, unfortunately, even if we don't like it, but you can discover certain stretches that you have never felt before. You're stretching the muscles between the spine, the spinous processes, between the rib cage and the spinous processes. And you're creating a lot of length in your fascia. And it's kind of sexy, isn't it? All right, so rib cage move. Now let's move the neck. Lengthen through the crown of the head and really tuck in the chin. Keep the chin level to the floor. Glide the chin forward like a chicken, but don't let the back of the neck get short. And then glide the chin back more than you would like to, or you used to. And when you glide the chin back and keep it level to the floor, you actually feel some stretch the back of the neck or maybe between the shoulder blades. Forward chicken and back. Drop the shoulders and back. And now move your head from side to side. Now that becomes a little more complicated. No shoulder movement. Can we just glide the neck and the head from side to side? And now let's make sure that we don't miss the circle. Forward, left, back, and right. Your gaze is constantly forward. Your nose is pointing forward. And this is much harder than you think if you do it right, but it actually stretches your neck muscles. Direction changes, upper trapezius muscles. If you have the tendency to grind your teeth, TMG, tight neck, this is a great way to open up. And just shake everything down a little bit. Take your left leg out to the side. Right leg is grounded, left leg is straightened out, and I'm staying on the inside of that left foot, so the outside of the left foot is off the floor. Grab your block, or if you don't have a block, use something, maybe a roll of toilet paper, on your right side, something that you can put your hand on. Place the right hand on the support. Take the left arm up and take a side bend. So you get a full length from the inside left heel through your left knee, left hip, left armpit, and left shoulder. And make sure that the chest is turned towards the ceiling. If the spine is open enough, you might not need any kind of support. You might just be able to put a hand on the floor or some level of support. Look up towards the ceiling. If this makes you dizzy, close your eyes, turn the chest up. We could stay right in here, or we could add some of the thoracic spine movement we just practiced. So that could be chest up and back. So that would be option 1. Side to side, glide in the rib cage, and wow, the stretch you get with that. Or you could actually venture and create a circle while you are in the side bend. Notice what works for you best, what gives you the challenge that you discover in some kind of freedom or sensation that you have never felt. Again, go slow because the fascia and the connective tissue stretches really slow. And then once you did a few moments of that movement, your side bend will actually become a little more. Now stay in the side bend and turn your chest towards the floor. Load the spine a little bit by rounding over the right leg. Come on through the right leg. Chest stays over that right leg, hands on the floor or fingertips on the floor. And that left leg could scoot a little further out. Inhale and lift the chest, pull the shoulders back. Exhale, tilt the pelvis back and round the back by pushing the chest bone into the shoulder blades. Inhale, lift the chest. So this is a basic cat-cow on the chair with the legs in a different position. Exhale, push back. One more time. Inhale, look up. Pull the shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, tilt the pelvis first, then pull the belly button in, then pull the chest into the shoulders. And while you round it forward, walk your hands up on the knees and roll up to seated. Take your hand out of your face and then lean to the right, bend the left leg, bring it back to the midline. Other side. Let's take the right leg out to the side. So I'm straightening the right knee completely. I'm staying on the inside of that right foot. If your glutes are cramping, or your glute medius is cramping, or your piriformis is cramping, that means that the hip socket is really, really tight. Just bring the leg a little bit, shimmy it forward. If not, keep the heel in line with your booty. The left foot is grounded through the floor. Make sure that you have a support on your left side. Now lengthen through the spine, slowly side bend, find the left hand on the support that you think you might need. Right hand goes straight up and then side bend. And once I lengthen and create a full straight line from the right inner heel to the knee, to the hip, to the armpit, to the elbow and the fingers, I know I can actually come a little lower. Turn the chest towards the front of your room, towards the front of your mat. If you have any shoulder injury, you can just bend this arm and rest the upper arm on the head. If you have a neck injury, you could create a cradle and cradle the head around by cradling through the left ear. So there are modifications that you can do. If not, there is a healthy arm, pull the shoulders away. You could just hang out here, or you could start working and exploring what kind of extra stretch I could get by moving the rib cage up, forward and back. So this is just a simple movement front and back. Now I think I'd like to do more. Let's see what the side movement of the rib cage will give me. So rib cage up and then back down towards the floor. Now that's a great stretch. Make sure that you breathe with that. And then if you want to venture a little bit, can you create a circle? Maybe even a figure eight or the infinity sign. What gives you the most amount of stretch? And then once you're done moving the rib cage, you can reach a little longer and you can maybe reach a little bit lower. Make sure that the right leg stays straight, the right knee is straight, the right foot is flexed. Turn the chest up to the ceiling one more time, tuck that right tailbone under, and very slowly start rounding over to the outside of the left leg. Round, round, round. So there is a curvature between the sit bones and the spine. Head is going down. I'm lowering the spine, gradually coming around with the chest and the torso over the left knee. And once I get directly over, I feel that I can move this right leg further out, pushing through the right inner heel. Fingertips on the floor or on the block. Inhale and lift up. Arch the low back, look up. Exhale, slouch and push the floor away and tilt the pelvis back. Again, inhale, look up. Exhale, pull the belly button all the way in. One more time, inhale, look up, pull the shoulders away from your ears. Exhale, pull the belly button in. And now stay rounded, walk your hands up on your leg, and slowly roll up, stuck the vertebrae on the top of each other, and look up. Take your hand out of your face. I forgot my ponytail today. And then lean to the left so you can bring this leg all the way in. And then take a comfortable seat, lean back into your chair. Just see how that feels. The spine should feel a little better already. Let's move into a twist. So we're actually gonna walk the feet over to your left. You're gonna be sitting, facing towards the left side of your mat. Now, I don't know if you have, what your chair looks like. I do have this really cheap chair from Amazon, it's like $9. It has a back, so I can actually use that to facilitate my twist. Before that, tuck that tailbone under, lengthen through the spine, and give yourself a twist by bringing the right arm, left arm behind you, and the right arm across. Inhale and lift the chest, look up. Exhale, push the chest bone in. Inhale, look up. Exhale, push the chest bone in. Let's do that one more time. Inhale and look up. Let the pelvis tilt forward, but remember the rib cage is the driver, so that's the first to move. Then the pelvis just comes with it. Now the rib cage is the first one to scoot back. The pelvis is rounding because of the result of that. And then come to a neutral spine, and your sit tall sensation should be a little better. Now we're going to add a back bend to this. So I need you to hang on with your right hand. Do I say that right? I'm going to need a block. So you might want to have your support over the right side of your chair. Your right hand is going to hold on for dear life. You start leaning back, so it's not a rounding, it's a straight lean back until your left hand finds some support. Make sure that that support is directly under the shoulders so the force goes straight down. Turn your chest using the anchoring through the left hand and the right hand. Turn your chest away from the chair, from the front of your mat. If you feel safe, only if you feel safe, take the right arm up and lean all the way back. If you do not feel safe, don't let the chair go, hang on to it, please. It is your decision. Can I get more length on the right side of the body? Everybody bring the hand back onto the chair, and now let's add a thoracic circle. We practiced that at the beginning of the session. So let's do 2 circles moving the rib cage in one direction, and then 2 circles moving the rib cage the other direction. And this time, let's see if we gain a little more range of motion. I can feel I can come further down. Again, you don't feel safe, hang on to the chair. You feel safe, take the arm back and over and let the head go. Open up the right side of the body. Open up the armpit. And then slowly, pretend someone is pulling your arm up, the right arm, you press down through the left hand. And then you come back to seated, facing the left side of the body, your mat. Let's spin all the way to the other side. Now I know I will need a support on the left side of the chair, so grab the block or your paper towels or water bottle, anything that you can hang on to. Scoot to the back of the chair and tilt your pelvis back so the spine is nice and long, and then use the hands to help you to a twist. Now again, no leaning forward, no leaning backwards. Once you twist it, realign, throat directly over the tailbone, and the feet are grounded, just as we did at the beginning of the session. Inhale and lift the chest up. The shoulder blades push all the way through the body to the chest. Exhale, sink the sternum in and let the upper back round if you were hunching. This is our position for staying online all the time, at least mine. Inhale and lift up, look up, move slowly. Exhale, push back. You're gonna feel each vertebrae is moving. Again, the movement starts from the rib cage. The pelvis just tilts with it, comes with it. Inhale and lift. Look up. If this makes you dizzy, close your eyes. Exhale, push in. Come back to a straight spine. Lengthen through the spine. You should feel a little taller. Now hang on to dear life with your left hand, and the right hand is going to find the block or whatever support you have. Now look at this, guys. If I don't have the block directly under my shoulder, that force is not able to go straight down. If I have it too far out, this is what's going to happen. If I have it out to the side, this is what's going to happen. And we certainly don't want to get injured in a chair yoga class, all right? So directly under the shoulder. If you feel safe with that grounding, the left hand is going to come up and back bend from here. Breathe. Open up the left side of the body. Remember, your heart is a little closer to the left, and we all need some heart opener. Stay in the back bend. Just grab onto the chair and start moving your spine, your rib cage. Actually, we did the front and back. Let's do some circles in here. So the rib cage goes around and around a couple of times in each direction while you anchor in through both arms so you won't fall. Make sure that the sit bones stay active, grounded, and the feet are grounded. Once you did a few, notice if your back bend could be a little more, a little lower, and if you feel safe, the left arm is going to come up and reach, 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 reach. 3 breaths in here. Relax your face, unsqueeze your jaw. And then tuck in the chin, reach through that left arm. Bring yourself back up to seated. Sit tall for a moment, and then come back to the midline. You should feel that we have a little more space around. Take your legs out to the side. Now, not too far, just to a comfortable position so you can actually tilt the pelvis forward. And then once the pelvis is tilted forward, keep the back straight, lean, 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 until you find yourself on your hands on the floor. And then once you're safe, just round, round, round. You could create a little support for your head by creating this cradle and bring in your hand where your neck meets your skull. And with the thumbs, you can dig in into each side of the spine. Your elbows are pushing against your knees, and your knees are pushing against the elbows. So this is an isometric contraction. Nothing is moving, and nothing other than not the glutes, not the jaw gets engaged. The head is completely relaxed. And then release that tension between the elbows and the knees, and maybe fold a little more. You could grab onto your head and gently pull the head. Again, this is your own head and neck. Please do not pull your head off your neck. Can you tuck in the chin a little more? Bring the elbows together. Can you pull the belly button in and spread your sit bones? And then slowly release that. Roll all the way up. Roll the shoulders high. Pull them back. And give me a few shoulder rolls. Bring your feet together. Sit towards the front of the chair a little bit. Do a posterior tilt, lean back onto the back of your chair. Now, here's a problem teaching online. I don't know if you have a back of the chair, but you just have to improvise. Start lifting the chest up. So the back of the chair is actually digging in where to the bottom of the shoulder blades. Interlace the hands and support the back of the head, the back of the neck, just as we did before, with the thumbs supporting on each side, elbows out to the side. Let the low back arch and tilt the pelvis forward with your inhale. Exhale, we're going to keep the contact with the chair through the mid-back, but we're going to tuck the pelvis in and tuck the chin in. Tuck the pelvis under. So this is a posterior tilt through the pelvis. Inhale and open up. Arch the low back, tilt the pelvis forward. Open up the chest, open up the heart. Again, we need that now. Exhale. And one more time. Inhale and lift up. Lift, 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 lift. Maybe some cracking happening in that. Exhale and round. Lengthen through the crown of the head, through the spine. Bring the arms down by your side. Let's take the feet a little wider. We're going to do a side bend, and then we're just going to take a little breathing towards the end so we can kind of ground. Okay. We're going to take a side bend with both feet and legs into the same position as we started out to when the session started. So we're going to open up the front of the ankles again. Make sure that you have your blocks on each side. Scoot to the front of the chair. So please note that the goal and the target of this exercise is not to break the toes. The toes should be weightless. I'm trying to get the top of the foot be in contact with the mat. And then take your right hand onto the block. Take your left hand up and give me a gentle side bend. Now side bend to the right, you're going to feel a little more pressure on the right top of the foot since the weight shifted. Can you find the left top of the foot and press it down for about 10 seconds into your mat? Not the toes, the top of the foot. Just press it down. Relax your jaw. The armpit is reaching really long. The fingers are really long. The left top of the foot is pressing down. Then reach the arms really tall, come on through the midline. The left hand is going onto the block right away. The right arm is coming up. Lengthen. Give me a side bend. Notice the weight shift. So the top of the foot on the right is probably lightened up. I need you to find that connection and press down about 10 seconds. Breathe and release your face. Keep pressing down, not just towards the big toe side of the foot, but also the pinky toe side of the foot, the top of the foot. And then slowly come back and bring the hands down. Lean back so you can bring the feet together. Then grab your blocks and make sure you're going to step up on the blocks so the hip can unload. Lean all the way back and let the arms hang. Move the shoulders up to your ears and then move the shoulders down away from your ears, not just to a comfortable level, but a little lower. Let the back of the chair dig into your spine and let the back of the chair help you to lift the chest up. The gaze is a little higher than the horizon, and we're going to keep the gaze in there, but close the eyes. Don't let the eyeballs roll around. Just keep the gaze straight ahead. So for the next minute, we're going to keep pressing down through the feet, the four corners of the feet. We're going to release everything else. Buttocks unsqueezed, shoulders unsqueezed. The jaw is unsqueezed and the facial muscles are relaxed. Breathing in for 4 and breathing out for 6. Keep your eyes closed with the next inhale. Bring the arms out to the side. Reach all the way up to the ceiling. Interlace the fingers, bring it to the back of the head. Just as we did with the thumbs pointing down. Support the back of the head and the neck and around over the back of your chair. 3 breaths in here. Any way you like, any way your body wants to take those breaths. And then use your hands to lengthen the back of the neck, through the spine. Bring the hands down, step your feet down. So this is it for today, folks. We might do this again on Thursday at 10 a.m. So hopefully you can join. Make sure that you keep breathing, long inhales and longer exhales. We do want to do a lot of chest opener, heart opener, and back bends nowadays because with all the stress that is going around, we have the tendency to, the body and the brain has the tendency to pull us back into a flexion and adduction position, which is the slouching position. And we need to keep the balance between the front and the back body. So please leave me some comments. Let me know what you think and let me know what you'd like to see. We could specify just to neck work, shoulder work, arm work, foot work. Just leave me a few comments so I will know where to go next time. Have a great day. Bye.